When you operate from a solutions-based mindset, your problems become paychecks. Stop running from the only thing that's going to make you wealthy. What's up? Back with another episode of From the Bottom podcast. As always, it's your host, Fitz. We got Ty. We got Aaron.
Gang.
Let's go. Look, okay, now I got to do my sign. I can't do it like this.
This guy.
My little woman hands right here. See that? Look at that. You see that, though?
Hey, this boy said woman hands.
I got
I'm dead.
woman hands. I'll be in the gym like I can hold the weight, but it's like I need to strengthen my fingers. Like,
this man. Get him some milk.
Like when we went climbing that one time.
Yeah, when we went climbing, it's like my hands was hurting for days.
Out climbing you.
I know.
Ooh.
Hey, give credit where credit's due.
Okay, big dog. Go ahead.
Well, we got something special for y'all, but I just want to ask, how was y'all's New Year's?
Go ahead, Aaron.
Mine was good, man. Just chilling, you know. First time all alone. Just me and my little doggy hanging out, watching Mulan.
Mulan and chill with the dog.
Did you like the movie?
Bro. It was good. I was upset that they didn't have the dragon in it, but
right.
Oh, you was watching the live action one.
Yeah, I was watching the brand new one.
Yeah. Okay, so you got the Disney Plus?
No, I got Redbox.
Oh, you got Redbox.
Oh, it's on Redbox already? Dang, I know it's on Redbox.
Yep.
I thought you was balling out in 2021. Like you got
Disney
Plus.
I was trying to figure out how to swipe my card, and then I go on overdraft status.
$1.99.
Yep.
The struggle's real. I remember when Redbox was like $1. Now you get there and it's like $1.19. Then there's the taxes. Then there's this, and it's like, I might as well just buy the DVD.
Hey, up here in the mountains with the rich folk on the skiing area, it's worse than that. There's extra taxes.
Oh, I think you can stream it now. You can stream it online now through Redbox app.
Oh, word?
Shout out to Redbox app. I done got a few last minute movies on there. Bored in the
Wonder
house.
Woman 84.
No, it's not on there, but I did get that on HBO Max.
I watched
this
that.
man.
Yeah. Okay, shout out HBO Max. Watched that last night.
No.
You watched Wonder Woman?
Yep, last night.
What'd you think?
I like all the movies, man. I've always been dope in the Iron Mans and the Marvels and the DCs. So
you gonna be her this year for Halloween?
This guy.
All serious? Like you gonna be her?
Hey,
he thought about it for a second too.
I had to. I was like, maybe. That might be a good one.
Hey, on a serious tip though, shout out to Aaron because everybody's been talking about that movie and saying how it sucks and they had all these expectations and people trying to reach about the actor and how she supports certain things and she plays different roles in the movie that she technically doesn't support. But I've been seeing people just complain about the movie and it's just like, it's refreshing to see somebody go in with no expectations and just watch it. It's entertainment.
I just appreciate art, man. I appreciate art.
Damn.
Well, I like the movie too, okay? I need to
I ain't know you seen it. My bad.
I told you I got it on HBO Max.
Okay. Yeah, you got your flowers then, brother.
But I think you touched on a point where it's like everybody was going in on her for doing what they perceive to be, I guess what you were saying is fake, like she's this person in real life. But one, she's an actress, so most of these people don't really know her in real life. Exactly. And two, these are the same people that showing up to a job they don't like and being fake for a boss they don't like.
Facts.
She's making millions doing it.
No cap.
So if you're gonna talk about her making millions doing it, then what does that say about you? I don't know.
I just feel like people trying to reach for anything nowadays. Everything is just a reach. Everything.
I mean
you can't enjoy nothing.
There were some scenes in there, but I think of it like because I have a master's degree and I study this stuff. So I'm looking at movies from a different lens, not to complain, but to analyze and just, think critically about things. But it's never from a place of like hate or like, don't show this movie or cancel them. And I just feel like people get too much into that. And that's
exactly. You can't enjoy it, man.
Right. But so everyone's New Year's was good. We just kind of chilled. I didn't even know it was New Year's Eve. Like going into New Year's, it was just like
Yeah, I
another
forgot.
day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
For real. Like
Yeah.
I was more focused on New Year's, like, is everything still gonna be open? Because I didn't even know it was
Right.
New Year's, and it's like I wanted to go do stuff. I wanted to go like to the store
Okay.
and get something. And I was like, I hope they didn't close it down for this.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't close it down for these fake New Year's resolutions.
Yup.
But that's what's up. Everybody had a good New Year's. Everybody was safe.
Oh,
Is it snowing there, Aaron? I know it's always snowing.
Nah, it's always snowing, but not right now. It's supposed to start at about 8.
He done got the time down and everything. That's when you know
yeah.
somebody real.
Oh,
He's
I
like,
gotta know because I gotta be able to get outside, take the dog out without getting stuck in a foot of snow.
dang.
I went out the other morning trying to take him out before work, and I'm really not in tune to where I'm at right now. And I forgot to put my gloves on. I
Oof.
went to work and I couldn't do anything for like 2.5 hours because my hands were just like frozen blocks of ice.
Dang.
gotta wear protection.
-4 degrees. I don't remember the last time I was in
Fitz was
negative
no.
4 degree weather.
Hey, -4 is no joke. I know Chicago be getting cold too.
Boy, what? Oh my God, boy. That wind is no joke, bro. It's the
Windy
wind,
City.
bro. It is crazy. It's cold, bro. I mean, you go outside for like, I take the dogs out probably for like 2 minutes. My hands is frozen.
I mean, it's not that bad here in Dallas.
Man,
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk
this
about
guy.
how lovely it is in the warm weather.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not warm, but it's not
It ain't.
-4.
It
And
ain't nothing
I
special.
know, dude.
I don't have to plan my day be based on the weather.
This guy.
I'm
Hey,
not making life decisions based on the forecast.
I
Hey,
signed up on it, so
yeah.
I signed
Aaron's the
up
only
for this,
one.
so I can't complain.
Hey,
If I
that's
have
real.
to, I'll jump on the snowboard and I'll ride to work.
Yeah,
Get you some of them
exactly.
That's easy.
huskies. Get you some of them.
I got a husky right here. This guy will run in the snow for hours and still not want to come in.
It's
All right, well
crazy.
there you go. Save money on gas.
There you
This
go.
So
We'll give me
he's
a
solving
sled and
climate
everything.
change.
a bobsled team.
Yeah, he's solving climate change right there.
Right. So
All they needed was Aaron. Who knew? All these
that's all they need.
documentaries.
People are
Uh,
gonna be rolling up in Jeeps and Range Rovers, and I'm gonna pull up on a snowboard and a black lab. What's
hey,
up, guys?
he's like,
And a bag of burritos.
I just went to PetSmart. We just got him groomed and everything.
Yep.
Got the
Sure
nails
did.
clipped. He's eating the
Wonderful.
fancy dog food.
Yup.
I see you. So what's y'all's plan for this new year? I know everybody got an idea. Y'all got any specific plans or just go harder at what you was doing last year?
Mine's all planned out.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be proficient at my job 100%. There ain't
Mm.
gonna be nothing that I don't know how to do or I can't help somebody do. I'm gonna get back and finish my degrees. So I'm about 28 credits away from the bachelor's, and then I'm moving on to the next level. Third, I'm just gonna start this new life. I guess I got to start a new beginning. I'm in a new city with a new job, with new opportunities. So there's no reason for me to not think brand new. So here I am, everything brand new. It's gonna start off good, and it's gonna continue good.
I like
I
that.
feel it.
Yeah. I ain't really got no plan, man. Just adjusting and adapting along the way. Just continuing to do what I do and grind at it. Just try to put things in motion and just ride the wave for real.
No, and that's real. And the reason I ask is because we talk a lot about plans and we talk a lot about, trying to look towards the future. And I would say, like, even though you don't have a specific plan, you kind of know which direction you're going. And I feel like a lot of people don't even know which direction they're going. And so they don't even know if they're in the wrong spot, right? They don't know if they're in the wrong spot. They don't know if they're in the right spot. They don't even know if the place they at is on the map.
Mm.
And so what do y'all think about and I'm just gonna get right into it because I've been thinking about this and it's got me passionate. So we gonna get into it. What do y'all think about the idea of, you know, or I'll phrase it as a question. How useful is a New Year's resolution without a New Year's mindset?
I mean, you can't have the New Year's resolution without the mindset. I mean, it's a good start to write down what you want to do, but how you gonna stick to it? How you gonna be disciplined? How you gonna be committed? If you face obstacles and challenges, how you gonna get over those? So without the mindset, you can't move anywhere. It's good that you wrote down a plan, but not get the mindset. How you gonna get the mindset?
But are people really writing down the plan, or are they just posting it online, or telling somebody like this is my New Year's resolution? Like when I think of resolution, I think of something that's like set in stone. Like I'm resolute. Like you ask your parents to go outside and they say no and they mean it. That's what I think of something when it's resolute. But these New Year's resolutions, they just like I'm gonna lose some weight. But they
Yeah.
ain't said how much weight. They ain't said by when. They ain't
Right.
said, how. So what do y'all think? Like, is the New Year's resolution, like, where did that come from? Like, why? What is that? What is that to somebody that's already doing what they want to do?
Hey, so that's good. You just said what I was about to say. Like, I've never been a New Year's resolution guy. That's just the start of a brand new year for me. So from day one, I got 365 days to try to do better, figure out how to make more money, or whatever I'm doing to sustain my life. I'm not worried about if I'm the fattest, the skinniest, the toughest, the baddest. Like I'm just trying to figure out because we all know, and it's the root of the evil, the beginning of the happiness. You either have money and you can do things, or you have a little bit of money and you can do some stuff, or you use your money for negativity and you start doing drugs or you're on heroin and therefore now you don't got a house or a family, now you're homeless. So my resolution has always been how can I better myself financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, so that the start of day one next year, I'm better off than I was at the beginning of the end of the year.
That's real. And honestly, and I'm just gonna say this, and I don't care if people get mad. I think New Year's resolutions are a way for people for a way for people to kind of forget about how lazy and how many bad choices they made
Mhm.
towards the end of the year.
Yup.
Because it's like they spend enormous amounts of money that they normally wouldn't spend on people that they normally wouldn't spend it on at the
Right.
end of the year. And then, oh, it's January 1st. I can just forget about that. That didn't really
Mhm.
matter. I can do, um, it's like a coupon that expires on a certain day. It's like they just forget about all the things that they did the last year, even though it was just like 3 days, 4 or 5 days ago. And it's like, okay, now I can pretend that that didn't happen and just say I'm going to move forward, but then wait until next December to then say, oh, well, I got next year. So I
Right.
don't know. I feel like the New Year's resolution has become more of an excuse
Mhm.
than a
No,
way to progress in life.
life isn't a coupon. You know, you don't get half off of life. You don't get half off of an
Going
opportunity.
deeper. So what do you mean by life isn't a coupon?
It's not a coupon, man. Like you can't. There's no discount. You can't. There's nothing you can do and achieve where somebody's just going to expect 50% off from you. Oh, you're telling me I can become a CEO, make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and just get 50%? Somebody else will pick up the other 50%. No, you got to pay it in full. There's no discount. You can't go into Versace with the discount and buy an $800,000 purse. So therefore, you can't expect to make $800,000 a year in your life with a coupon that says, "I may be smart, I might be good at this job, I may be able to learn it, if you help me out, you got to know it already. You got to be there 100%.
Well, what
I'm
about
here
the
because
people? What about the people that are like, well, I'm just waiting on my big break. That's all I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on my big break. And once I get that opportunity from someone, then I'm going to do everything that I want to do. But until then, I'm going to wait on that opportunity. Like some people go to the stores with the coupons and they're like, I'm gonna buy everything. I'm gonna spend $300, even though I normally wouldn't even spend $1. But because I got the coupon, now I'm gonna act a fool. I feel like some people wait for that opportunity and then they try to go in and they don't realize that they've wasted all this time and energy on things that really didn't matter to them. So I get what you're saying with the coupon, but for some reason, there are some people that need the coupon. The coupon is life. Hashtag coupon.
This guy.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
hey,
People go
hashtag
crazy.
coupon, no. Those are the people that are behind, man. I'm not cashing in a coupon to get government assistance, bro. I'm not cashing in a coupon to get food stamps. I'm not cashing in a coupon to make kids, even though I can't take care of them, because the government will give me more money at the end of the year. I'm going to cash in my coupon for myself. So when I achieve, I fail, or I conquer, at least I know I tried. And my coupon says he did everything he could to go 100%.
So is the New Year's resolution used as a coupon? Is it like all I got to do is cash this New Year's resolution in, and nobody's gonna remember that last year I was this or last year I was that? I don't even have to do anything different. I just gotta go online or talk to somebody on the phone and be like, "Yo, my New Year's resolution, I'm a earn $100,000." And it's like, oh, how? It's like, it don't matter. I got this coupon. This coupon's gonna get me
Exactly.
100,000.
That's exactly. Sorry, we ain't even letting Ty talk, but that's exactly how. Every year it's the same thing, man. The same person who says I'm fat and I'm gonna get skinny,
Mm-hmm.
unless they do it and continue to do it all the time, 100%, they're always not gonna be skinny. So next year, guess what they're doing? This time, I'm gonna be real to myself, not to anybody else. Nobody cares if you're fat or skinny. You're doing it for you. So are you going to do it this year, or next year you can be like, damn, this is the second year I decided that I wanted to be skinny, but I'm still fat. People use that as an excuse. It's just something. Almost like the Easter bunny, man. I mean, shout out to Jesus and everybody who worships God, but that's the same thing, man. What does the Easter bunny do for anybody?
He actually the chocolate do be a little better towards Easter.
But who bought the
This
chocolate?
guy Fitz.
Your
I
mom,
don't
your
like
dad,
chocolate.
your uncle. You know what I mean? So you got to start, like, you got to stop with this pigmentation of your imagination. Like, that gets you nowhere. There's a few things I believe in: faith. I believe in a higher being. I believe that hopefully when we leave this earth, our souls move on to something else. But I don't sit around and speak to Jesus and the few people in my life that I've lost and just be like, hey, I'm sorry I did some dumb stuff. And it makes you feel better versus, this year I'm going to be skinny. And then when you start work next week, you're still eating the donuts, still drinking the coffee, still eating the burritos, still sitting at the desk. You still ain't got time to work out. And it's the same routine. So stop making a resolution for a routine and make a resolution for yourself. Like, you know what? When I go on lunch, I'm going to walk around the block at work every day instead of eating 3 donuts and a burrito. Like, do something for yourself. Stop doing the imaginative opinions of social media and just, hey, you got to make a New Year's resolution. I don't know. Just continue to better my life. And hopefully in 6 months, I get a raise and now I can continue down the next step. Like, I don't care who's fat, who's skinny, who's left, who's right. Do something for yourself. That's what it's about. People get stuck like, oh, everybody's going to the gym. I guess I got to go to the gym. No. What if you just find happiness in yourself? What if you find some way to get over your depression? What if you find some way to stop your anxiety? What if you find a way to stop whatever it is, the stressful situations in your life that bother you mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually? What if you find a way just to like get off of food stamps and government assistance so you could pay your own bills with your own money and make your own decisions? What if you did that?
It's a mindset. Me and Fitz talked about this months ago. We talked about us getting our degrees and getting to the point where we've done everything that we've been groomed to do in life. Go to college, go to school, go do this, do that. So we get to the master's level. Okay, what's now? Yeah, we can get a PhD, but what's after that? So a lot of these people don't have the mindset, and they're not working on the mindset. They see something on social media, like Instagram, for example. You have all these trainers, all these people who got all these abs and all this stuff, and it looks good on the outside, but they don't realize that those people are the most insecure people in the world. So they think that once they get the abs, the fat booty, all those things, they'll feel better. But in reality, once you get it, you're like, I wasted all my time for this. Like, it's cool, but it's like it doesn't make me feel good on the inside. So it all dates back to mindset. If you ain't got the mindset, you gonna keep saying the same thing. Oh, this my year. This my year. This my year. And I think a lot of people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So when people are saying new year, new me, they feel like this. I'm not even gonna say cult, but they feel like this group of people, because then they can discuss these things and they sound good on the internet, but they're not doing nothing behind closed doors. It just look good to people, and that's their objective.
Not only does it sound good on the internet, but it sounds good to their subconscious mind as well.
Yeah.
And also, the thing about a New Year's resolution for most people is that the reason why the New Year's resolution doesn't get people where they want to be is because there's nothing new about it.
Right.
Been talking about what you were gonna do.
Yep.
The only difference is you're doing it in a new year. You've been like, there's nothing different. It shouldn't even be called a New Year. Like, if there's nothing new about your New Year's resolution, then don't call it a New Year's resolution. Just call it a You Year's resolution. It's all about you trying to be who you are, not who you want to be. Most people are focused on who they want to be and not who they want to be, but who they are. They're so focused on who they are that they can't focus on who they want to be. And I think you touched on an important point where you were talking about, people will look at something like on the internet or whatever, and then be like, well, I want this. And then when they get it, then they realize it's not really what they wanted. But the problem is most people don't even get to the point to where they can get it and then make a new goal or grow as a person, because they look at somebody else that's went through those failures and say, oh, if that person went through that, I don't want to go through that, so I'm not even going to try. And so I think a bigger problem is that people aren't putting the work in to get where they want, to be able to decide what it is they do or don't want. Like, don't sit here and tell me that money is bad and money is this and money is that, as if you have a choice in being poor, right? Like, you're poor because you haven't put the work in. It's not like you have $1 million in the bank and you're like, I'm just not going to spend that. Like, stop talking as if you have all the things you want and that you're where you are in life because you're deciding to be that. Yeah. You are deciding, but it's not because you have a choice. Like, you haven't worked for another option. Mm-hmm. You're there because you haven't worked for another option and you're bitter. And the New Year's resolution is more about bitterness, I feel like, than it is about progress, because people who are really doing things in their life, they don't have to get online and announce it to everybody. They just do it and you're just like, okay. Or the people that do announce it, they're marketing and they're making money from it and they're trying to sell you something. Yeah. People aren't making any money off their New Year's resolution. Oh, okay. Yeah, people aren't making money off their New Year's resolution. So, right. I mean, that really gets me into something else that I wanted to talk to y'all about. How long do you think someone should, I guess, focus on a goal before they realize it's not working?
Depends on the goal, really.
Depends on what the goal. Yeah, there you go, man.
That's it.
What's the goal?
So, I mean, your goal might be, for me, I wanted to play football. So I played football for my whole entire life. I got a chance to go overseas, play football, do all those things. And it was great. But it was kind of that moment of like, okay, this is cool and all, but it ain't what I imagined, what I envisioned. So I think people have to really reflect in the process and see if that's something that they still want. Because you might get it really fast and then you're like, or it might take a long time. Then you're like, it ain't really worth the time. So you gotta know when to quit or pause and take another road and just put that on the back burner for right now. Because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But it really just depends. I mean, it shouldn't take you a whole year. A lot of people do that New Year's resolution. It shouldn't take you a whole year to come up with new goals. You should be thinking about different things that you want to do. And if you want to do it, go for it. There's so much opportunity out here. It makes no sense. You and I talked about YouTube. There's so much on YouTube, bro. You can learn anything on YouTube. So it's just about people putting the time in. They don't know the importance of time. That's what I like about the military. They teach you the importance of time, not to waste any time.
No,
Yeah, I
that's
mean that's
real.
good. The importance of time. Like we'll just we'll just do some basic life stuff. How long should I work on a goal? Okay, so we'll just use the example. Fitz over there, he started college. How long is it going to take me to get a master's degree? We'll say, just to make it easy, 5 years. If I'm doing it 8 years later, there's a problem. Something's wrong. If you should achieve this in 5 years and you're almost on year 9, what have you been doing wrong? You've been doing something wrong for almost 4 years. Why are you still wasting your time? Set your goals, know your goals, and achieve your goals. Just like I said, I'm thinking about maybe I'm just going to go back to school and finish my bachelor's in healthcare administration, 28 credits. If I do 2 classes, 4 credits, depending on the class, 8 credits a semester, depending on how much I can afford, that really shouldn't take me longer than a year and a half. Just because I can't go full time, I don't got financial aid, and I have to pay for it on my own. So my goal, by the time 2022 rolls around, I should have my bachelor's in healthcare administration and be trying to figure out how do I get the master's so I can run the whole building. If I'm on 2023, I did something wrong. Something took me out of my mindset that I had right now today, like we talked about.
Mhm.
So 2022, that's my goal. 2023, I'm still thinking about what I said in 2021. I've been wasting time and I did something wrong.
Facts.
Now, and I think I agree with you. I think it depends on what the goal is. I think a large part of the problem is though people confuse goals with fantasies.
Mm.
And the reason
Mm.
I say that is because I know a lot of people, and I just want to preface this by saying I think if you're doing all the things that will eventually bring you success, then keep going for it. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to the people that will say, for instance, and you know who you are, I'm gonna be a rapper,
Want to hear
or
some names?
no, I'm gonna be a rapper. And since they was a teenager, they've been making songs here, making a song here, but there's never been a clear, plan. It's just this thing that they call their goal, but they don't put any effort towards, and they make it seem like that's what their life mission is. They're not putting any effort into it, but they claim it's a goal. That's not a goal. That's
Ooh.
a fantasy. You're fantasizing about being a rapper. You're not a rapper until you're a rapper. Like,
Ooh.
just because you get on a few songs and spit and say that, oh, I rapped on this song, that doesn't make you a rapper. Like, stop pretending that you're making goals, because then when people that are actually rapping and making a career out of it, you're telling them that they can't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a difference between saying that you're going to do something and then do it. And recently I had an event in my life where I helped somebody out. My sister, she messaged me the other day and she was talking about real estate. She's in Nevada and she's talking about real estate, and like she's a leasing agent right now, and we talk a lot about real estate. And she was like, this year, I'm going to get my real estate license and stuff like that. And like what she was asking me questions like, where do you go, how do you get the class and stuff like that. So I go on the website and I see it's only $200. So I'm like, all right, here's the website information. Send me your email address because I'm going to send you some more information. Now, low key, I bought the class for her. I spent $200 out of my pocket and bought the class for her and needed
Dang.
I needed her email so that they could give her the information and stuff. So I get her the class, she gets the email, and she calls me and she's almost in tears and she's just like very happy, excited. Like, I can't believe you would do that. Like this is going to be life-changing and stuff like that. And so I say that to say that night she already had a plan for when she was going to complete the course. And not only did she have a plan, 2 days later, a few days later, when she got the stimulus check thing, she sent me back the $200 that I spent, that I told her not even to give back until she gets her first deal. So you have some people that are real about what they say they want to do, so much that she could have just been like, I'm not going to give him the $200 back ever, or I'm going to give it back and make it seem like I'm working and, like, I'll give it back when I get my first deal or whatever. She made sure she gave it back within a week's time, even though she really didn't have the money to do it like that. So there's a difference. Like, stop trying to tell me there's no difference between people who really want it and people who don't. She wasn't just saying that's a New Year's resolution. She put her money where her mouth was, and she accepted an opportunity. And some people are just afraid to accept opportunities. And
that's a mindset too, though.
it's a mindset.
She gave you that money back. But then you got to think on the other side of the coin, like, all right, so you paid for the class, she gave it back to you. So now she definitely cannot fail. Because if she didn't give you the money back, you would have been disappointed in her if she didn't do the class. But now she gave you the money back, she'll be more disappointed in herself if she don't do it. So she holding herself accountable. Shout out to sis.
There you go. You know what I mean? People trying to hold you back. I just had the same thing. Like, I definitely wouldn't be sitting here, like we just talked about, brand new city, brand new job, brand new opportunity, if I wasn't trying to appreciate the opportunity that's been put in front of me. Somebody didn't want me to do that. They're trying to make a big deal out of it and change my mindset, and hopefully I mess up and I don't no longer have the opportunity. But my mind was already made up. Boom. As I applied for the job, they give me this job, this is what's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. And so now I'm sitting here happy, I'm enjoying it, but there could have been other people that could have been enjoying it alongside of me.
And the thing is sometimes your opportunities aren't meant to be enjoyed by everyone. And so I go back to like my college days. Like, there was a point in college where I kept switching majors, and it was just like, it kept prolonging my college. And I was just like, the next major I choose, I don't care if I like it or not. I don't care if I'm passionate about it. I'm sticking to it and I'm getting the degree. It don't matter. And I fell on psychology, and I love psychology. And it was hard because I didn't necessarily know where the money was going to come from to where I could, survive and live off of. And at one point, they was even talking about like, you can't register for classes next semester because you owe $3,000. I could have gave up. I could have been like, okay, let me find my exit strategy and go work at this job and do this and do that. But I said I could have waited until New Year's and been like, okay, let me get my New Year's resolution together to figure this out. But it was October, and I didn't have until New Year's. So I came up with the plan. I went in there and I spoke with them. Over months, I had to go back like 2 years and give them 2 years worth of bank statements showing that nobody took care of me. I had to go back and give them tax information. I had to go back and pay them $200 or $300 out of my $400 check that I was working as a janitor at the time at the school every single month, and then promised to pay them $1,000 out of my tax money that I was going to be getting in like February. And they, at the end of all that, months, I was in there like every week for months. And at the end of all that, they said, we've never had anybody come in here and do it like you did it. They said, we usually wouldn't have agreed to do that, but you came in here with a plan and we believed that you were going to do it, and you followed through on every single step. And because of that, I was able to graduate. If I didn't do that, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. I would probably be sitting at a job I didn't like, doing something I didn't do because I gave up, or I said, you know, I quit. But it's that mindset.
Company.
A strong mindset is not for when everything is going good. It's for when everything is hitting the fan. And people need to get that through their head. A strong mindset is not for when you're doing good. It's for when things are hard.
Yep. You'd be working at Noodles and Company.
Right? I don't know. I'm talking a little too much. I know y'all got some opinions. I mean, what do y'all think? Have y'all been through a similar experience where it's like you told yourself you were going to do something and it just didn't seem like it was going to be able to get done, and somehow, some way you made it through it?
It depends on how important it is. I mean, like, I think about people who want to start a business. They always say, I want to start a business. They have a fantasy about it, but they just put it in the back of their head. It's not as important as it should be for them. So then they feel like, okay, well, maybe I'll start my business this year. Next year rolls around, I'll start this time. Next year. And then at some point, your window of opportunity closes more and more because you're just not taking advantage of it. I think for myself, it was about the masters. I took 2 years off because my professors was like, you know, get some experience working in the field, those type of things. And I did that, and it was a challenge. I mean, job after job, trying to find this, trying to find that. You got nonprofits closing down because they ain't producing the numbers. So for me, it was about staying the course. It was either I was going to get it or I wasn't going to get it. So ended up, after I left Colorado, looking into masters, got to a master's program in like March of last year, and now we almost done. So it's just a mindset, man, for real.
Yep. But mine is easy. We talked about this one, maybe 2 videos ago. Got in trouble, got the DWAI. When the cops showed up, I knew I'd been drinking. My mindset was, I know what I'm about to go through. I made a mistake, and this is what I got to do to get through it. I know I'm no longer going to be able to be a firefighter, but there's other things I can do to still make that amount of money that will make me feel like I'm being useful to my community. That's always been what I've been doing since I've been in healthcare, not because I'm going to be a doctor or I'm going to be the CEO of the healthcare industry. I just like to help people. I like to make an impact on where I'm at. I like people to be like, hey, we know who you are because you do good, or you helped us out, or remember that one time? So I knew I had X amount of months, X amount of time, and I'm moving forward. And there were people that weren't backing me, people that thought, oh, you know, you're going to be like the dude who's going to get the second one before he's done with the first one. But I was really the dude who said, I know what I got to do because I made a mistake. And when it's over, I'm moving forward. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Like I said, this will be the 3rd time. New city, new job, new opportunity, new life. And I did it because I believed in myself, and I stood true to myself, and my mind is more powerful than anything that's going on, because I can control anything that's going on as long as I use my mind. And now here I am. I got through it. I'm done. I'm not the firefighter. That sucks. But I'm still making about the same amount of money I would be as a brand new firefighter. Now I'm just back in the hospital helping people all day long, making sure that when they leave my facility, that we took care of them the best we could, making an impact on my community. That's what it's about.
That's real. And I was reading a book while I was on my flight to Vegas visiting family.
This guy.
And it's actually, I got it right here. I recommend this book for anybody that is trying to like go to a different level with their success and things like that. But one of the things the book was talking about is identity, and talking about how they were going in on these two identities. Looks like we lost Aaron. We got the A on the screen. Okay, we got the A back. We got that we have two mindsets pretty much. They were talking about two mindsets: a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And the fixed mindset, both of them have to do with identity. People with a fixed mindset, they want to protect their identity so much that they believe that everything about them is fixed. So they're smart because they're naturally smart. They're talented because they're naturally talented. And because of that, they don't want to be challenged in a way that tests that talent or, natural ability, because if they fail, that does something to their identity. So they don't engage in any new challenges because they want to protect their identity so much that they can know that something is hard and that they're not going to be able to do it, and they won't do it because they want to protect their identity. Whereas people with a growth mindset, they look forward to challenges, and even if they fail, they go at it anyways because they believe through that failure and through challenging yourself that you can grow as a person. And I feel like some people that make these New Year's resolutions, they have that fixed mindset because they make the resolution knowing that they're not going to do it, and then somewhere along the line they try, but then they revert back to that identity. It's like, I don't want to go in 100% because if I fail, then that means that I'm the loser that I already thought I was. And with Aaron, I feel like he has a growth mindset because there's no way somebody with a fixed mindset would say, okay, I got in trouble, I wanted to be a firefighter, but now I can't be. They may have held on to that identity as like, oh, I want to be a firefighter so much that they didn't try something else, because if they failed, it would have been like, well, I wasn't good enough to be a firefighter, and now I'm not good enough to be this. I'm just a failure. And I think that's the message we've been talking about the last few weeks, is like growth mindset, challenging yourself and getting to a place to where you're not only growing, but you're helping other people grow. There's people that will look at Aaron's story and be like, okay, I went through something similar. I got in trouble with the law, and everybody was telling me that I was, wrong, and I was bad, and I was this and I was that, but I kept moving forward. And at the end of the day, I did something wrong, but I am not something wrong. And we have to get away from saying that we are something and really put into context the difference between what we do and what we actually are. And I feel like that's a big challenge for people, is differentiating between what they do and who they actually are. And when we're making these goals and making these resolutions, we have to realize that identity plays a large part in it. So what do y'all think is part of your identity that's guiding the goals that you make?
My identity is seeing where I come from. I mean, I'm definitely not trying to be a crackhead on the streets or a bum living off of my mom. So my identity is simple. I'm trying to be better than what I've seen and what I grew up around. And thus far, if I died tonight, my identity was achieved. I'm an individual. I'm a man. I'm a person with respect and morals and accomplishments. And people just don't forget about me. Oh, he's a drunk or a crackhead on the streets. Like, my identity is, hopefully people care about me. People care about what I've done, if I've done anything for them, and what I'm about to do. My identity is me. And I achieve that. I am me because I strive to be myself.
I don't think people need to catch that, because he didn't talk about who he wanted to be better than, which he could have. He could have said, I want to be better than so and so did this, and I don't want to do that. He said, I want to be better than me. And y'all really got to catch that, because you out here competing with people that's not competing with you. And then when they're not doing good, you feel good about yourself, even though you're not doing what you should be doing. You feel good because somebody else isn't doing what they should be doing, because it's like, I'm not doing as bad as them. No, you're not doing as good as you could be. That should be the goal.
Preach, preacher. Preach.
But what I know you was about to say something, but I had to
Man.
get that out, because that's one thing that I just don't like, is how people do that. Look at somebody else, put them down to lift themselves up, but it's like, bruh, you're not even doing what you could be doing. Like, you losing out because you focused on them. Like, focus on what's in front of you.
I would say the same thing as Aaron, man. Just not being a product of my environment. I think a lot of people take pride in that, being a product of their environment, you know, saying, well, this is who I am, this is my identity. For me, it was about taking the other road and just doing more, not really necessarily competing with people, but doing what they haven't done, getting up out my city, moving away, moving to different places, trying new things, you know. And when you go back home, it's still the same. The same, you know. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's life is different. Some people are happy where they're at. Hey, I applaud them. A lot of my homies, you know, a couple of my homies getting married, having kids. I'm ecstatic for them, because, you know, a lot of us ain't really had an idea of what marriage looked like. Single moms, single dads, that type of thing. But just not being a product of my environment, man, and trying to bring people from the same environment with me. You know, sometimes you can't, but sometimes you can. But they don't make it all the way. They make it halfway. Like, I got a homeboy right now, and I want y'all opinion on this. And you talked about rapping, so he raps. He's been rapping for like maybe going on 5 years now, maybe. And he's good. I mean, he got some talent, but he hasn't really blown up like he thought he would. He don't have a lot of support. Um, you know, going in debt, those type of things, indulging in activities that don't really support what he's doing, getting himself in trouble and stuff like that. Um, so the question is, like, when should he know when it's time to walk away? Because at this point, he doesn't really have anything going for himself. And I hate to say that, but he's putting himself in positions that are bringing him down rather than elevating him.
It's time to walk away, man. What are you gonna do?
But he got that nice verse for you. What you mean?
That don't matter. What about that nice jail sentence that he's working towards?
Yeah.
I'll say this.
You know, you can't be a good rapper from the hood unless you've been in jail or you done something wrong. That's what social media and all the popular 50 Cent, the Game, people like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they were probably doing other stuff that we're not too up to date on, but let's just think about it logically, just like we were talking about earlier. For me, when we were messing around doing music and I wanted to be a DJ and I was at the club DJing and stuff, it wasn't because I was Fitz the DJ. It's because I have a deeper appreciation for the musical arts and the talent that it takes to actually make, not rap, dude. I didn't want to be a rapper. I appreciate people who can sing, people who can harmonize, people who can vocally speak stuff that touches your soul. Like, don't get me wrong, there's good rap music. Everybody wants to be 50 Cent or Juvenile or Lil Wayne, but my passion for music came from the artistic talent that it takes to play a guitar, that it takes to play a piano, that it takes to actually sing a note, get on the mic, use your harmony and your spirit to make music. It's not about capping and fuck it. Sorry, we're not supposed to cuss. It's not about capping and being with women and doing extracurricular activities. It should be about just like the actress, Wonder Woman. Yeah. What's she gonna do? Was she not gonna be Wonder Woman no more and stop making money because people hate her? Or is she gonna be Wonder Woman because she appreciates the artistic talent and the beauty she brings to the character? And that's why she's making the money.
Facts.
The movie wasn't bad. Yeah, the movie wasn't bad because it was bad. The movie was bad because people were hating on it because it was actually good. And the reason why it was good to the people that think it was good is because they appreciate what it takes to be an artist, an actress, you know, paint a picture, make music. whatever it takes. It's an artistical talent and appreciation that if you don't got it, just like if you don't appreciate space and astronauts, you're not going to appreciate the fact that they go up into the atmosphere and try to figure out how to colonize if there's other people somewhere on another planet. You got to appreciate what you're looking into before you make a decision and critique it. Because if you don't have the knowledge to appreciate it, you shouldn't have the knowledge to critique it.
And we just talked about fixed identity. So like, and Fitz, I want you to answer this. Does he have a fixed identity? We talked about real estate. We talked about having ATMs and the Rich Dad Poor Dad. He read that book and he got some ideas from that. He got his LLC. He got a nonprofit. We talked about doing a lot of things, but the mindset, personally, from the outside, because he's his own man. He does what he wants to do, and I support him regardless. But from the outside looking in, it's kind of like you could still be doing music, but doing something better that benefits you for the long term. Because it's not even guaranteed, man. Just like football, it's not guaranteed. I got hurt over in Germany. I sprained my ankle, and I was out for like a whole year. Couldn't do nothing. So I try to place little gems here and there for him, and try to. I told him go back to school. I'm like, go to college then. If you're gonna do the music, go to college. Go to a community college. Learn how to do more stuff
on the radio,
on a keyboard, and like utilize your outside sources and don't just knock them, because he could have been to community college. He could have learned how to do his own stuff in the studio. Could have got around the right people and make relationships, because right now he don't have the connects that he needs to have in order to blow up. You have to have relationships. It's not about who it's about who knows you. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna answer this.
Networking.
I'm gonna try to put some context on it because I don't know him.
Yeah.
And what it sounds like you're saying is he's not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So what I would say
sounds
is
like what Ty
he's
said,
fantasizing,
he's not taking his life seriously. Bro.
Fantasizing, like we talked about.
Before you answer the question, Robert, just think about what he said. Ty said he was trying to plant gems to make this man understand something. Just like a few episodes ago, we talked about how I told you, Robert, you could go to school. I'm doing nursing. You don't have to be a nurse forever. But would you rather not make money and work at Taco Bell, or would you rather make $50,000-$60,000 a year till you could figure out the next path? I think that's what Ty's going upon.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to tell his homie, don't give up on being a rapper, bro, but at least get a job so you don't end up in prison because you're selling crack on the street.
Exactly. The thing about it is, man, like, he's doing that full time and he ain't setting up nothing for the future. He's about our age. So, that clock is ticking a little bit. If you don't make it by a certain time, then, I know some people like Toby, he did 10 years of Twisted Sundays and all that other stuff, but he was around the right people. I mean, you got E.T. E.T. is legendary, bro. But it's like trying to not really get him away from that, but look at the bigger picture, bro. Like, what are you going to be doing when you're 30, when you're 40? Like, you're going to be working at these dead-end jobs. Let me tell you something. You shouldn't be 27 and making $12 an hour.
And so this is what I'll say. Your original question was, when should he walk away? From the sounds of it, it sounds like he never started walking on the path of being an actual rapper anyways.
Yeah.
Because if you were on the actual path of being a rapper, you would take it seriously. So that's what I don't understand with people is like, how do you have such a hard time letting something go when you wasn't 100% in it anyways? It's not, it's not that he doesn't want to let rapping go. It's that he doesn't want to become the person he needs to be. And he's using rap as an excuse.
Ooh, okay.
Right? He's using rap as an excuse because if he doesn't have rap, then he has to face himself. So he'd rather use rap as an excuse than face himself. And so it's not necessarily that he has a fixed mindset. It's that he hasn't taken responsibility for the fact that he hasn't set himself up for where he wants to be. So he's using rap as a way to say, okay, well, I'm at least doing something. It's like I see a bunch of people in real estate and they say they're real estate agents, but they're never talking to people. They're never doing anything. They're never building their business, but they say they're real estate agents. You're not a real estate agent just because you have a license. You're a real estate agent because you're out there helping people buy and sell properties. Right. You're not a rapper just because you get on songs and spit here and there and you got like 2 or 3 songs. You're a rapper because you're a rapper. You live like you ain't even got to be making money, but are you putting 100% in? If he's putting 100% in, then I would say keep going, because there's no way you can put 100% in and something good not happen. I truly believe that. But to go back to a further point you were making was you said that you're not a product of your environment, right? Mm-hmm. But I would have to challenge that, because I think too often we think that because we did different than what other people do in our environment, that we're not still a product of that environment. Mm-hmm. Diamonds are a part of their environment, and they come from a way harsher environment than, you know, what people are raised in. Like, it's like they're in the earth under thousands of pounds, like tons of pounds, and they are from their environment. And I just think that an environment is either, it can be good or bad, but you still came from that environment. You wouldn't be who you are without that environment. So I think when we talk about being a product of our environment, we have to realize that just because we're not like other people in our environment, we're still of that environment. Like, there's no way you could tell me that if stuff popped off, you wouldn't be like, I'm from Florida. That's in you. That's in you.
Hey, listen,
Ain't
bro.
No changing that. Don't play with me.
Listen, bro.
Don't play with me.
Hey, not anymore. I mean, like, I used to think that stuff was cool, bro. Like, I used to think, like, you know, I represent that like it was a gang. I got it tatted on me and everything. But it taught me a lot of stuff. But I hear what you're saying, and that's a great lens and a perspective for sure. I'm just thinking more in terms of, if something were to pop off, I'm thinking about everything I gotta lose now. It's not gonna be that Florida mentality, like, oh, what's up? We can, you know, there's consequences to all those actions. I could lose my license. I can get in trouble for, you know, a lot of things. Not do social work, not start the nonprofit, not do any of that stuff. So before I could do that, because I was growing up, I was like, yeah, what's up? You know, I'm from Florida. Like, y'all know what it is. Like, Fitz, hey, he'll tell you, bro. But
yeah, but see, that's the thing, man. You're going into an adult. You're going into a man. You're going into, you're not a little kid no more. You're developing. Your mental capacity to understand how stupid stuff is, and some of the stupid stuff that you've done.
Yes.
Like, how stupid would it be for you? And I'm going to use myself as an example. How stupid was it for me? Almost 34 years later, done been through a lot. Could have been in trouble a lot. To do something as simple as try to drive across the street when I've been drinking and get hit by a U-Haul truck. How stupid was that? But see, at the time, I was like, you know, I've done this plenty of times. Ain't no big deal. And guess what? Whether it's karma, Jesus, spiritual, somebody said, hey, if you keep on doing this dumb stuff right here, something really bad's going to happen. So I had to use that mentality. Am I an adult, or am I still a little kid? Should I use my brain and think further beyond the problem to the resolution? Or should I just be a kid and be like, hey, you know what? It's cool. I'll get through it, and maybe once I'm done, I'll figure it out.
YOLO.
No, I'm an adult, man. Like, I made a dumb decision for whatever dumb reason, and I realized it was dumb as soon as it happened.
Oh.
And I'm not a dumb person, so why do I want to continue on the dumb path when I can get over it real fast? I just had to do what I had to do. I had to pay attention to what they told me. I had to give up things that they told me I had to give up that, you know, it's kind of like the beginning. Like, think about it, dude. I had to give up my freedom. They told me when I can and when I can't, and when I can go and when I can't go. That's almost the beginning of, like, putting my mindset into next year I'm going to be in jail. And they're going to tell me when to wake up, when to sleep, when to eat, where to walk, how fast to walk. Like, they were basically setting me up to prepare me to continue to fail. I'm not a little child. I don't need somebody to give me that type of education, because I understand that we grow up in a society where if you do good, people look at you good. If you do bad, I guess you're going to be in prison or jail and people will know that you're bad. So I had to be a grown up and realize that I'm no longer cool and realize that I made a real adult decision to make an adult mistake and there's adult consequences. And now I have to either deal with them as an adult or I could have simply not been right here talking to you guys, trying to do this podcast, trying to influence people to make smarter decisions and use their mind to be better people. And I could have been sitting in jail because I decided to keep on drinking and driving. And now I'm on my third DUI, my fourth. Now I got 3 felonies. Now nobody cares about me. Now nobody knows what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So I use my mind because I'm an adult, you know?
Oh.
And that is, some people just don't want to do it, man. You got your friends. Me and Fitz got family members that just aren't in the mindset to understand that we grew up with the power to control our whole life based on how we think about what's going on right now.
Yep. You create your own storm sometimes. You put yourself
Your own stars, man.
like for real, he got a lot of backlash for saying that he was snitch. And you know how snitching is in certain communities. And my perspective was you shouldn't put yourself in a position to where you even have to do that. You shouldn't be around people that, you know, you might have to tell on. Or, you know, like, and that's the thing is like you gotta back out of stuff and stop doing the same thing. Stop thinking it's cool. Like if I still had that Florida mindset and Fitz know, I got a couple firearms in my house, you know, obviously for my own personal use and
Well,
protection.
now the world knows. We coming for you.
This guy. But if I had that mindset of like I'm from Florida, like, and I still had an attitude, ain't no telling what I would have done with that. You know, ain't no telling I take it out the house. I ain't got no license for it, that type of thing. And I just pop somebody. That's it. I'm going to jail for life. That's it. I done threw away everything because I decided to let my mind take over to what I was used to. You got to be a master of your emotions. It ain't worth it. Like back then, it was, you know, I thought it was worth it. I was like, yeah, who want to run it? You know, I'd have been in a couple situations at CSU Pueblo, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like it wasn't cool. Like, yeah, it's what I knew, but it wasn't cool because I could have avoided those situations. Those situations could have got me way deeper in than I was for real. But I'm grateful that they didn't get that deep because then it would have been another situation.
Well, and part of the problem I think is that sometimes when you're operating at a high level like we are and you have to sort of leave people behind, there's this misconception that you switched up or you're fake. But and I'm going to say this in a humble way and I hope people take it the wrong way. I'm going to say there's some people that I can't be around because they're not ready for me to show them who they really are.
Ooh.
And the reason I say that is because I notice when I'm like a chill, laid back, quiet person, everybody wants to chill with me. But then when they start speaking to me and I speak back to them, they don't want to chill with me because I'm acting as a mirror for them. They'll say something to me like, "Oh, well, you know, I want to, for instance, go back to school and get my GED." And it's like, "Oh, the class is only like $20-$30." And then they'll, you know, like then the conversation takes a turn because it's like, we
What do you
both
mean
know you got
$20-$30?
well, so
Yeah.
like I went online and there's free GED classes. The book's only like $20. I've even offered to pay for somebody to get their GED. Like, and they came up with every reason, and it just got down to, well, I don't have the money. It's like, hey, I got the money.
You intimidated them by their own influences.
Exactly. Like
You didn't ask him to get a GED. He wanted to do it, and I'm like, let's get it done today, then.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done. But because they didn't think that I was going to come at them with the solution, they expected me to be like, yeah, you're right. You don't have your GED, boo-hoo, whatever. But I was like, well, you need your GED. Let's get your GED. I'm even willing to pay for it. And then it's just like, well, you know, that it's almost like I felt like they thought I was scamming them. Like, this is what you wanted.
Right.
and you were making me feel like I'm scamming you. And I'm sitting here telling you as somebody that got their high school diploma and their degree, like, do this, this, and this, and this, this, and this. This is what you want. This is what you got to do. And it's like, nah, I don't know. That feel like a scam. It's like you're
Why'd
educated.
they give up though? Why'd they give up though? Why don't they got their high school diploma?
I feel like they don't have it for the same. I feel like they don't have their high school diploma for the same reason they don't have their GED, is because
They
they
don't
like,
want to do it.
yeah, they like talking about getting it more than getting it. And
Fantasizing.
this is no shade to those that are like this. This is just to say that if you don't take a clear look in the mirror, there will be people that come around you that act as a mirror for you, and you're just gonna be unhappy. And you're gonna, and then what ends up happening is you set yourself in a trap because you only surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing you're doing, which is making excuses, and then you lose out on opportunities because everyone's going to confirm that, it's like a competition to see who has it worse at that point, instead of an event to get you on the right path or to get you going in the right direction. So back to the point, like, I don't like surrounding myself with people that aren't trying to progress, because I find myself arguing with them about their own progress. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to convince a snake that it's a shark. A snake is going to be in its environment doing its thing, and a shark's going to be in its environment. I'm not going to sit here and clearly see that this is a snake and be like, all right, go in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's
All you can do is teach the shark how to swim faster, or teach the snake how to slither faster.
Exactly. I'm gonna teach the shark, like, hey, you got these big old teeth. You could be eating cars out here. You could be, don't you let that little old trout pick on you. But if the shark is like, nah, man, like that trout, it got that fin that just hits you. It's all right. Well, starve to death then. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is I see a shark. And some people don't see themselves as sharks. They see themselves as that little old baby fish. And it's like, all right, well, you go be a baby fish, and I'm gonna come over here with the real sharks because we got real shark things to do.
It's a reality check, man. I had somebody back when I was in high school. I had this girl. She probably would have been my wife if she could have got it together, for real. She had told me that I was too much of a reality check for her. Now, mind you, she was on her own. She was probably about 17, 18. She's probably a year older than me, living in her own place, doing all these things. But I was on my way to go play college ball, go to college, do those things. I had a plan. And we called it quits probably after, I don't know, probably like 3 months maybe. And she had come see me at school and basically told me that I was a reality check. And I didn't understand that at first. I'm like, what you mean a reality check? Like, this is just normal to me. Like, it's not normal to you, but what you're talking about is that mirroring, that she's not what she wants to be. And she can't be around people who she'll have to elevate. She can't just be the same old person doing the same old stuff. Right, that hit home. All shade to everybody that is like that, though. All shade. Don't let Fitz try to be humble out here. All y'all need to get it together. All shade.
The reason I say no shade, the reason I say no shade is because those people don't see the sun is out anyways.
Ooh.
So it's like,
Flaming.
there's no point in trying to shame somebody or call them out, because if a one-on-one conversation didn't do it, I know a public conversation won't do it. As a matter of fact, they may feel offended and push them away. And my goal is to push people towards success and not away from it. And sometimes you have to meet people where they're at. I'm just not willing to meet them so far where they're at that now I have to lower my standards. And that's the thing. So it's nothing against you. It has everything to do with me. I'm selfish with my time. I'm selfish with my success. If you want to jump on board, jump on board. I'm here. But if you want to jump on board and start drinking all the food or all the water and eating all the food and not contributing, then you're gonna have to get thrown over. If we at mid-sea, if we still at the dock and at shore, you could get off safely. But make no mistake, this ship is getting where it needs to go, with or without you.
Facts.
I think
Spitting fire.
I think people with these New Year's resolutions, they want other people to jump on their ship and they don't even know how to steer it. right?
Ooh.
And because they don't know how to steer it, when a real captain gets on and is like, okay, this is this button, this is this button, we going here. This is I got the GPS thing on. I took the classes for this. This is where we're going. They like, I would rather this ship sink than let you know what you're talking about. Because if you know what you're talking about, then I must not know what I'm talking about. And it's like, I'm not willing to let my ship sink because other people want to let their ship sink.
Talk your talk, boy. Talk that talk. Woo!
Aaron
Get me
looking
hyped
like
up.
this the quietest I done seen Aaron. Last week, Aaron was on, he was on one. He done got outside the car. He done got inside a house and stuff. He not in the car. He like, all right, I'm a humble guy. Nah,
I'm just listening, man.
Nah,
It's
that's
what
real.
it is. You can't say it no better. If you could say it better, I would have said something.
All right. Well, let's leave the people with something because I know we've been on here for a while now. This is probably our longest video.
Yeah.
To be real, but let's leave the people with something practical. So I guess I'll start it off. Something practical that I would say is if you don't have a mirror in your life, get you a mirror. Not a physical mirror where you can physically see yourself, but a psychological mirror. We all have physical mirrors. We all have the phones that show our faces and stuff. Where is your psychological mirror? If you can't find one in yourself, get somebody that you trust, that you know is going to hold you accountable, and that's doing something similar to what you want to do, and have them be your mirror. Stop running from the one thing that will make you successful, which is your problems. There is a success story in every single problem you can name. If you can't find one, come on this channel and find one in one of us, because we all have problems. All of us on this podcast have problems. If you can't find a mirror in yourself, find one in us. If you have a question, leave one in the comment. No excuses for 2021 or 2022 or the rest of your life. You got to have that mindset. If you don't have the mindset, then your mind is set, right? Like it's kind of a weird thing because it makes it seem like your mindset is something that's just there. But that's why you got to know the difference between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. If you don't have the growth mindset, then you have the fixed mindset, and you're going to try to protect that identity that's not serving you anyways. You're going to try to keep that $1 in the bank without realizing that by keeping that $1 in the bank, you're missing out on millions. And by trying to keep who you are, you're missing out on who you could be. So I would just say one practical piece of advice: get you that psychological mirror.
Ooh. I would say relationships, man. Relationships. Network with people, man. Quit cutting people off just because you don't like them. You don't necessarily use people for bad. Use them for good to where y'all both can elevate. Get in environments and spaces that make you feel uncomfortable.
But
That
by
make you
networking, you
want
got
to
to have
elevate.
that mirror. That's that mirror. That's why people don't like networking, is because they get around other people and they start talking that stupid stuff, and then the other people are that network. Like, get out of my face. Don't talk to me if you're not coming correct.
Yeah, once you do what Fitz said, then network, man.
Yeah.
I heard the quote. It said it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. So if Fitz is a $1 billion man, and I bring Aaron in, and I'm like, Aaron's a good guy. He's got some ideas, like he's legit. You are gonna take my word and help Aaron out based off of you knowing me. So market yourself, elevate yourself, network with people, man, and start taking advantage of your time. Work on your mindset, work on who you are as a person on the outside, inside, and make your life, man. Like, you only got one. Don't wait till you're 40 thinking, dang, I should have done this, I should have done that. You want to be a real estate agent, go do it. I think Fitz did it in 3 months. He became a real estate agent.
I got 2 real estate licenses in 2 different states. I did it
How long did it take?
I did it in 3 months while I was getting my master's degree
In Colorado.
168 hours. I did it in 3 weeks while I was getting my master's degree in Texas 180 credit hours.
Yeah. See how easy that is? Stop it, man. Stop. Take advantage of your time, bro.
Your turn, Aaron.
You a fool, bro.
Thanks. No, I just like the mindset. It's your fixed mindset or your growth mindset will apply to anything in life. Financial, physical, relationships, friends, family, jobs. anything. If you're just stuck and your mind tells you got to be stuck, you're going to be stuck in everything. Family, life, job, money. If your mind tells you you could do better, you could find better, and you can keep doing better, then you're going to look for, like Ty was talking about, those networking opportunities to figure out how you can grow financially or how you can better your business. Or just like on the other side, me and Robert were talking about family that wants to be stuck versus family who actually wants to get up and start going. Like, I ain't got no grievances with my family being all millionaires. But just like they said, I do have a grievance with my family thinking that I'm going to just let them on my ship and let them coast down the ocean while I do all the work just because they're my family. Just because they're family doesn't mean they can't hold you back. Just because they're family doesn't mean they can't make you think about doing less because they're so busy critiquing on why are you even doing better. Use that mindset and that mentality and switch it off. Who cares what you're doing right now? Figure out how to switch it on to where you just want to do a little bit better, you know? Some people, unfortunately, can't do anything but be on unemployment and food stamps and welfare because nobody in their life showed them how to do any better. But I'm sure if they try to start figuring out, well, what if I'm not on food stamps and welfare and I just get a certificate? What will that certificate get me? Maybe it'll get me over minimum wage, but that's a start. Maybe once you hit that over minimum wage mark, you'd be like, how do I make $5 more? That mindset, man. Get off of it. Stop using it against you. Use it for you. And if you need help, shout out mental health. Everybody who's dealing with real mental problems, go get the help. Stop being scared. There's no reason why you can't talk to nobody and get healthier. You want to go work your body out, but you don't want to work your mind out. You got to do both.
That's real. And I just want to leave the people with something that I underlined in this book about the growth mindset and about positive and negative labels, because they can each be detrimental. So she says, when you're given a positive label, you're afraid of losing it. And when you're given a negative label, you're afraid of deserving it. And so when people are given a positive label, they are afraid of losing it. It's that natural talent thing. You're so naturally talented. So now they don't want to challenge themselves because they may lose that title if they don't succeed. And with the negative label, they don't want to deserve it. Oh, you're black, so you can't do this. So you never try because it's like you don't want to end up deserving it if you fail. And I feel like a lot of people quit on those resolutions because of one of those labels. They don't want to deserve that negative label. So it's like, I'm going to call it a resolution instead of a purpose or goal. So I would just say focus on that mindset like we've been saying. Also, go add me on Clubhouse at Coach Fitz. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit up the Instagram. Go look at the merch. I am also taking on clients right now. I got a few positions left. Make sure you hit me up, email me. I got the information in the description. Keep supporting us. Keep watching. We got a new episode coming every single Tuesday. That's not going to stop. Also, if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. And I guess that's From the Bottom podcast.
From the bottom, you heard?
Yep.
Look, I got to come up with the sign now, y'all. What I'm gonna just do a thumbs up. That's easy for me.
From the bottom.
No, that's just hang
From the
easy, man. Keep it
bottom.
real.
No, we got to be in unison. I got the thumbs up. Y'all got the thing with
From the
thing.
bottom.
He got the music tattoo on his pinky, stunting. I can't. My tattoos are right here, but
Bottom.
it's like he got the Tupac tattoo on his chest too. He fronting. Thug life.
All eyes on me.
It got the Colorado Denver sign. Got an elk.
It don't go that deep, bro.
Got an elk on his calf.
This guy.
I got an elk on his pinky toe.
Yep.
All right. Thank y'all for watching. We're going to be back next week. Hit that subscribe button.
From the bottom.